All right. Oh, I can put in my headphones. Duh. I wanted to check this, and I do it in the whatchamacallit, but the whatchamacallit ain't the same. I've recorded and then I've uploaded, and so tomorrow the final piece of this puzzle will be complete, and things may change from a slight manner to a drastic one, depending. We'll see. um, where is this? Hello? Why can't I find my own? Hello? Let's see if I can find. Oh, it's right here. It's right here. Nice. What? Okay. It doesn't sound bad. Oh, wait. How many subscribers did that say? 360. Oh, 350. Thank you. All right. Yeah. So, I got a new mic. Shout out to Russ and Reem and Rob. Thank you for the belated graduation gift slash gift. Hey, Reem. How are you doing? Reem. So the other night I was not ignoring you, but girl, you were you was talking about Dragon Breath Magic and the stopwatch. I watched it back and I was like, wow, it seems like I'm ignoring Reem. I felt so bad. But my brain was just it couldn't even go there. um, well, welcome back. Good afternoon, evening. How'd you sleep? I hope you enjoyed it. Wish I took one, but I'm gonna be going to visit a cousin with my grandma later. I had another cousin who passed last year, I think, or the year before. And okay. And the year before, or the year before, and she was like, "You should come and see me before you leave." And that was a while ago, and I still haven't gone to see her. So I'm going to see her later tonight. I'm also I was looking at jobs and stuff today, and there's some that I'm actually pretty excited about. They're a little bit outside of my field. I mean, they are outside of my field, but in my program, we took basically everything. So, um, yeah, that's exciting. I got a mic yesterday, so if the audio sounds a little different, maybe that's why. I got the tripod today, and this thing is legit. I'm I don't even know how to use this. But since this is just a testing live, I am declaring right now that no matter what happens, no matter what comes out, I'm deleting this. Because I keep saying it and I haven't done it yet and I want to. So, Reem, as the only person here, what would you like? I like doing this. I like asking y'all. So, Reem, what am I doing today? What are we doing? What are we getting into? What are we getting into? Before this message is deleted. Da-da, da-da-da-da. Da-da-dun-dun-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yes, I was literally thinking about. I was wanting to put these two together. What is that? Was Wizards of Waverly Place? No, no, that was Charmed. I think that was the Vanishing spell. Let something, something, something be like a dream and cause these scenes to be unseen, or something like that. I don't remember. You dreamt that you were hooded and channeling the Hod rune. Oh wait, I can do this. Bye. Hi. This is the mic. Ooh, I puff my fat chest out. So, um, okay. What is the Hod rune? Oh, the Hod rune was the one like that and the thing in the middle, right? That was the hooded room. It was that one, right? It looked like that, if I remember correctly. Girl, at first I was like, why isn't this working? I was like, is this supposed to whatever? Like, I can't tell. And then I was like, oh, I didn't have it turned on. I was like, oh, okay. Well, Hyde actually came out yesterday. The eighth emanation, the left leg of submission came out. Hyde is also well, you said the hood room, but the hood room. Um, Also, the one who killed Balder, who was tricked by Loki, the blind god. And it reminds me of Tamiel, Angel of the Unseen, the blind one who can see all that lies beyond this reality. So, is this, let's see, collective? Or, let's see. What is unseen? What are we not seeing? What are we not seeing? Aww. Hey, Starbornberg. Did you enjoy your trip to the lookout? How was the trip? How was the trip? It's already approaching mid-August. This month literally just started. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. There we go. Okay. We're looking for what is unseen. How do we find what's unseen? We could look around the moon card. We could look around the worm, the earthworm, because worms don't have eyes, I don't think. How are we doing this? How are we doing this? Remove the hood. What can we use? Give us just first. Let's see how. Ooh, wait. Do I have a spread for this, girl? Reem, why couldn't you pick something easy? Ooh, it went all the way up to the red, y'all. If this is a little loud, I trust that y'all will turn me down, right? So I don't turn myself down. Sorry. That vanishing spell from Charmed is like, it's in my head now. Let something, something, something be like a dream as we cause these scenes to be unseen. No, you're fine. You're fine. Hey, Debbie. How you doing? Let me read this again. Volume is perfect. Glad to hear it. I just laughed and I saw it go up to the red. Dreamt that I was hooded and channeling the hood room. Oh, wait. Let me get into character. I'm going to put this on. How far can I go? Oh, I'm almost there. Got it. Oh, ooh! I'm gonna pull a muscle in my back. Okay. So this isn't like the darkest thing that I own, but it has a hood, and I'm getting into character. All right. So just so y'all know, I am now wearing a hood. Oh, did you have a good nap, Debbie? I could use a good nap. I'm glad to hear you're doing good as well. Okay, hold up, wait. There we go. I feel like I need more hood. There we go. Ooh, that was like immediate. The hummingbird. What? Oh, I'm doing this blindfolded, or just like this. Is this sufficient where I can't see anything? So I'll do it like this, and then I'll look at it. Hold up, I'm gonna have to like literally cover my whole face. You just got home to take a nap. Hey. Enjoy that. Oops. Well, I guess if you're here, you won't be napping. I can still see. I can still see. Okay. What am I doing? Ah. Okay. Ow! Goodness. Oh, wait. I got to keep this here. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is a. Oh, snap. Well, these three animals just came out. The moth, the phoenix, and the tiger. And the fox. What is happening? This is like intense. I don't know where the fox fits in, but I'll put it here for now. Oh my gosh. Like all I did was get a tripod, but the picture's looking so good today. Okay. Sorry. Is it okay to like you were just hooded, right? I don't have to be like somber. I can still laugh. Oh, snap. We got the judgment card and the 6 of wands. This feels most appropriately tied to the moth. What is happening? Wait, is this the dream that you just had? No, no, I'm not gonna say no. This is interesting. This is interesting. I'm just like, wait. I'm enjoying it. This is a whole bunch of cards. Okay, we'll get through those. The elk and the starfish. Oh, snap. We got the high priestess. Okay. This is a lot. Oh, this was last night. Okay. And then the wolf, like the lone wolf, literally all by itself. Ooh, girl. This dream is intense. Maybe we should have been a little bit more specific. Because there's a whole bunch of stuff that we don't see, apparently. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the lion. You dreamt you were filming a reading and you were blindfolded and hooded and asked Russ, is there a rune for a third eye? And he said the Hod rune. Wait, you asked him in real life or you asked him in the dream? I remember Hod. Hod was a feeling. Well, I don't remember Hod. But I remember wondering if there was a rune that encapsulated a certain feeling. And then he did Hod, and it was like, oh, it feels like it's close to that. Honestly, I posted it on that video. So I'm just going to go and see. Hey, Siri. Where are you? Oh,
I'm here.
thank you. That's like 99% of my conversations with Siri. Well, that was 99% of my conversations with Siri before I got smart lights. Now I'll tell Siri to turn on the lights or turn off the lights or change the light color. Let me see if I can find it real quick. That vanishing spell, it's still in my head. Let the object of my affection appear as if in a dream as I cause the scene to be unseen or something like that. I don't know. Oh, it's right here. Hod. Runewrecker 3. Nadur. Oh my gosh. Beautiful job. Look, Reem. Oh, it's us. You're the top comment. And then there's me. Wait, Star what? Oh. When you woke up, you asked him, you just felt like you needed to be hooded to see something. And then he told you to remove the hood, which felt more symbolic. Oh. She is coming through a lot right now. The High Priestess and the Tiger. I went looking for them yesterday for the Tiger's entryway. Okay, I'm just like, I have so much respect and admiration and appreciation for you and the Rune team. Girl, I was wondering if a Rune. Oh, this is. Okay. I'm glad I went looking for this. So, this is my comment. It's right here. So, I don't know, but it's right there. I'm reading it. I was wondering if a rune would come out speaking about that thing that our brain does when it automatically corrects our perception of the external world because of what it expects. And I think Hod might be it. When the brain keeps us from seeing things as they are because of how they've always been, or because another way is more comfortable and less off putting, less out of the ordinary. Now I remember this. Hey Lala from West Virginia. That's so funny. There were two loose pit bulls earlier. One of them was named Princess. One of them was named Lala, and Lala was pregnant and breathing heavy. Um, yes. Or it's like one of those things. Yeah, yeah. It's like one of those things where it's like if the first and last letter of a word are the same, but you jumble up the letters in the middle, your brain will still read it. Did I need like this many cards though? Okay, so if that's the thing, and that's why it would be the third eye, because the third eye would see it as it is. The brain would see it as like the brain applies those filters to it, but the third eye would perceive the truth of it. Okay. Well, we got, the high priestess down here with the fox. High priestess seeing through the illusion. Okay. With that trickstery kitsune type of energy, illusion magic with the foxes. Where does the wolf go? I don't know. We'll just set it here. Why not? Gotta put it somewhere. I'll put it up here. So let's see what all came out. So for Moth, we have the Six of Wands and Judgment. This is interesting because the bird is ascending to meet the dove as it descends. This reminds me of the magician in the Tarot Apocalypsis. And I'm just going to read the entry for it because it says it so well. Oh, look, and I opened the book right to it. When I ascend towards the divine, it descends towards me. At the point of meeting, the universe is recreated. In me, divine fire is transformed into the waters that nourish the earth. In my actions, my will, and energy, in my actions, my will and energy are directed towards a goal. My mysteries are those of focus and will, active creation and manifestation. Walk my roads, and I shall show you your nature as a conduit of the divine, that you may project your will into the world and make it anew with each word you speak. What? I want to read that again. Should I read the entire thing? Nah, just from that point. Oh, wait, hold up. I'll read the whole thing this time. From the divine chaos came light and a word of power that created the universe. The smallest and the greatest parts of this world alike were pulled from nothingness into blazing life, manifested and given form. For some reason, I don't know what it is, but it reminds me of that earth matter consciousness in some way, but we'll see. This was the path of magic, of will and energy directed into creation. This is the path you also can tread with words of power and the invocation of divine names. Follow my mysteries, and I will show you how to draw down the very angels and manifest their wisdom within yourself. What? If that's not the energy mantles and stuff like that. I will show you how to draw down the very angels and manifest their wisdom within yourself. I will show you how to control the heavens and the earth, the sun and the sea. I will give you dominion over all the things before you. When I ascend towards the divine, it descends towards me. At the point of meeting, the universe is recreated. In me, divine fire is transformed into the waters that nourish the earth. In my actions, my will and energy are directed towards a goal. My mysteries are those of focus and will, active creation and manifestation. Walk my roads, and I shall show you your nature as a conduit of the divine, that you may project your will into the world and make it anew with each word you speak. Girl, wait. Wait. There is an energy here. Oh my gosh, it's literally in the moth. And these were the first set of cards that I came across. We get the moth and the butterfly, which is, it's like both sides of transformation. And I feel like this butterfly is important. Like in the animal spirit, the butterfly there, it has a completely different color scheme, right? This one, it's the same dark to light, dark to light, dark to light. But it feels like this is a transformation of ascending, while in judgment, again, the dove is descending. It meets us at some point to apparently recreate the universe. And with this Six of Wands energy, it feels like something earned. There we go. It feels like something earned. It's a very meritorial energy. Hey Grace, how are you doing today? That's what I want to know. Remember when I was like, where are we going next? And Russ was like, Canada. Well, I guess we're in Canada now. So, this is the divine fire within that's rising before every element is present here except for water, which is interesting. There's air, spirit, fire, earth, more fire. It's the magician that alchemizes, transmutes the fire into the water, though. So water is here. And the Three of Cups is here. Okay, nice. I did see the starfish at some point, though. I would have to go to Hawaii when it's like not hot. Is it ever not hot in Hawaii? Cause I ain't trying to sweat. But I'll go for the views. I'll go. I'll make it there someday. Actually, like my journey buddy, one of my best friends, she flew to Hawaii not too long ago. I need to like ask her if she's still there. I didn't want to bug her when she was on vacation. So we have the Three of Cups, Death, the Father of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, the Father of Pentacles, the Hawk, the Hanged Man, the Two of Pentacles, and the Seven of Cups. So between the Seven and the Three of Cups, it's 10 cups. Ow. Winter is pleasant. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Winter is like my favorite season now. The Three of Cups, Death, and the Father of Swords. This is an energy. This is the part of the journey that we go on alone. Because it feels like in the Three of Cups, this bird is saying goodbye. And then this transformation happens. And it becomes this Father of Swords. Maybe. Where are we going with this? So something has become the Father of Swords. Or someone. Or this is part of it. The Seven of Pentacles, the Father of Pentacles, the Hawk, the Hangman, the Two of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups. This is one. So one road is a transformation that happens on one's own. It's very like I probably don't have to get all the way into it. But it's like the Wizard of Oz, right? When she meets the Scarecrow and then the Tin Man and then the Cowardly Lion and they're journeying together, but then she gets kidnapped and she has to face the Wicked Witch of the West by herself. And then they come back together after that. It's the part of the heroes or heroines journey. But like women can be heroes too. If you prefer the word heroine, heroes and heroines, but we don't need to necessarily gender it, right? Let me just hero it's a part of the journey where you go and you accomplish something alone. But when you're there, you still have everything that was instilled in you. You still it's like, you take your friends in your heart. You take that knowledge, that wisdom, you take everything that was poured into you with you. So while you may physically be alone, with those ties and connections and bonds still alive, very much so alive, you come into a more and then you go back, right? This is another journey where I don't know, this one just like gets it apparently. It's I feel like this one is a lot more it's different. And it feels like this one is a lot more progressive. Like there isn't necessarily something that happens here. It's just something that's continuously elevating and escalating, and the Father of Pentacles just continues to show up. It's an energy that doesn't need for something to transpire in order for it to do what it needs to do, in a way. Like maybe there are certain things that it doesn't have to undo or unlearn or redo and then relearn. This could also be going off the that tangible energy here. This could also be a more like honestly like this feels a little more feminine, this feels a little more masculine. And it feels more masculine because it feels like it's more rooted in its reality. And it feels like this journey involves a lot of internal things. This one is very internal. There may not necessarily be as much internally here. It happens more like physically or externally in a way. And it's like because it happens externally, it just sort of like naturally flows with the seasons and cycles of the earth. And this one, this feels like something watching this energy. Because it's like this path has connections that it may go back to at the end of its journey. This path doesn't necessarily have the same connections. And so this hawk is like, it's connecting them like later or something. It's like it plugs in later. The Hanged Man, the Two of Pentacles, and the Seven of Cups. Oh my gosh, I don't have to like break my wrist anymore because the camera's a lot higher. Okay, anyway. This Two of Pentacles is a meeting energy. And it's also the butterfly that we got here, right? But you can see the lines like converging on that center, on the meridian of the butterfly. This is interesting. It feels like on one side of this, there's a need. It's like to learn to be social. It feels like the more solitary path is feeling a little bit like the hangman, and this other path is feeling more like the Seven of Cups. And it's like because this transformation happened, this person now has to filter out what no longer sort of like resonates for them, what no longer aligns. And it happens sometimes. It's like, when you get together with old friends and they're like, oh, let's go do this and let's go do that. And you're like, I'm not really into that anymore. Like, we're not 15 anymore. So, and that's not, I feel like I could have said that a different way. Um, it's just that your interests have changed. What you used to enjoy, who you used to be, you no longer are. So maybe there's a little bit of a filtering process here. On the other side, it's an energy that maybe never got too far into anything outside of this very linear path. The Seven of Pentacles in this deck is very linear. Like everything has more or less led to something else. And so it feels like now that this one path has ended and it's time to go beyond, it's like instead of that earth based approach that was here now, it's asked to be a little bit, it's like, look at the bigger picture. Look at the bigger picture, have more foresight. And it feels like an energy that this one hasn't necessarily had to do before. Right? I don't know how bad a bat's eyesight is, but it's like if this bat was diurnal instead of nocturnal, then it never had to learn to use its echolocation because in the daytime it could see. But now that we're asking this to go into the more intuitive space, now that we're asking this energy to go into the dark, it has to learn to use its echolocation. And there's a meeting here. It may be elements of both of these. right? And I think that's it because we grow and we develop in many ways. And if one way suffers, it almost goes back to yesterday with everything that was about the balance between the light and the dark, the balance between the masculine and the feminine, the balance between the intuitive and the logical. This is literally the intuitive where this is the logical. And we're trying to find that space where they both meet. And when they both come together, that's when we start to embody that divine fire. And the tiger is coming out with what? The elk and the starfish? This elk is reminding me of the compassion card that came out when the other night. That was when we were here last. I think you had like left at some point though, Reem. Um, I think it was like right after you left. This elk, it also reminds me of the elk rune, which was the last rune. And that, hey, Ariel, how are you? This was the last rune in that the series of the Talon and then the dragon sniffing and then the mutual sniffing or whatever. Rune Raker 6. It was the elk. That was the last one. And the elk was also on the forehead of the journeyman, which is us coming into a space of mastery. This is the mastery here. Oh, girl. Oop. Procrastinating packing. When the deer and the gazelle came out, yeah. Because the compassion, Russ said it was the silver gazelle. I remember. But then later, elk energy came out. This is the regeneration of that energy in the tiger, which makes sense. Again, like, see Tiger's entryway for everything about the balance. It's like all the cards in Tiger's entryway was talking about balance. It's like when we saw that we had the balance. So that's the thing that maybe we don't necessarily see. I feel like this is sort of working us there. And then the fox actually came out with the Mother of Pentacles, and I was like, that's the Riemann Bunny card. Whew. It's a lot of wings. I didn't even read the hummingbird. That's fine. Good luck packing, Ariel. I always wait till the last minute too. It's fine. I feel like this is also our ability. Like, this is that divine spark when all these elements come together. This is where it was like, what did it say? Let me just pull the book. Because it feels like this is that angelic wisdom. This is us being receptible. Oh, wait, I gotta leave. Bye. This is that angelic wisdom. This is us being receptible to it. Oh, the Toclafane. Okay. It feels like the divine wisdom is held within that orb. This is where we're preparing ourselves to receive it. Yeah. That was in the Gate 6. I remember that. Like, this was a bunch of elk horns that had shed. And the elk and the father of pentacles came out then too. The 6 of wands, the elk, the father of pentacles with his rainbow horns. Um there we go. These are all the it's like all the old ways of going about it. Elk energy is super earthy. And it's almost like we've moved from the most fixed element to the most fluid with the transition from the earth epoch to the air epoch. Rustling around, check them out. Yeah, it is the third eye. Look at Debbie. I missed it. I feel like that's an energy of ascending again though. Because the moon goes from the third eye to the sky. Oops. And when the moon is in the sky, that's when this channel is open. That's when we can receive the information. But it's like this in particular, the phoenix is everything that we have to do in order to see. Because again, it's like if we don't, it's the balance between the intuition and yeah. And I feel like it's that sort of interchangeability of it. And it's that balance between the intuitive and the rational, the heavenly and the earthly, to be able to see it from both perspectives. This is the earthly embodiment. The fox is also it's coming out as shapeshifter energy. Again, it's like it can become anything. The fox became the deer to nurture the one who had lost its mother, or it became the fawn to comfort the one that lost its child. And it feels like the cleverness of the fox is in giving us whatever we need. Yeah. There are some things you can only see when you're blindfolded. And it's because we rely on our sight so much. That was, where was that? I feel like I said that somewhere. Relying on our sight, because we rely on our sight so much, or because that sense is so powerful, it overwrites everything else. The bat, the hangman, yeah, yeah. Now we're developing our echolocation. Thank you, Starborn Bird. It's literally like right here. Wow. Okay. This was a lot, but breaking it down has been pretty easy. I mean, it's less difficult than I thought it would be. So we have the high priestess and the devil. Are they looking at each other? I feel like they're not. I feel like this is another like two path thing. The five of swords, fire ants, and octopus. This is the part where I say I don't wanna. um, this energy actually came out with. It was recently. It was before. I think it was when I pulled all those cards. Because it was the high priestess, the five of wands, the sun, and the fool. Maybe there was something between. I feel like it was the high priestess, the five of wands, the high priestess, the sun, and the fool. The high priestess knew that beyond the five of wands was that brand new cycle of everything that we wanted. Now the high priestess is seeing beyond this five of swords to this octopus. Devil energy, this is the imp. This is that impish energy Where if it were only one thing happening, we would be able to. Reem, I said I was gonna delete it. Okay, I'll save it. I'll make it unlisted, so if you liked it or if you got the notification, you'll be able to click it. I'm just playing. I'll leave it public. I'm gonna make one of these that I can delete one of these times. Darn it. All right, I'll save it. It's an energy where if we were only dealing with, oh, my third eye's starting to hurt. If we were only dealing with one thing, we would be able to see it. But there are so many fire ants here that it's like we can't deal. And the octopus is coming out with a real, it's also clever. Octopi are extremely smart. Maybe a little smarter than the fox, but it's not a competition. Both of these are very clever energies. The octopus, it's the camouflage ability of the octopus, it can adapt to anything. It can present itself in any way, shape, form, and fashion. It carries a similar energy to the fox, but the fox almost uses a sort of magic to change its appearance. For the octopus, it's natural. And I think it lies in its ability to reflect light, maybe. Seeing oneself like the mirror portal, putting the hood and feeling the environment. Yeah. Yeah, fire ant energy has been real for a minute. But it feels like this energy can continue to build up because we're not doing anything to take care of the ants. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wait. Yeah, there you go, Reem. The octopus has like internalized it. What? Oh, it does. See, that's where all the color is. That's where all the magic is. Do do do. The octopus's whole forehead is a third eye, or its entire head is the third eye. I wonder how big an octopus brain is. The high priestess resolves these with the five of swords. This is like falling into addiction. This is a self-manipulative energy. And it's interesting because the self-manipulation doesn't necessarily feel extremely like toxic. It's just like us tolerating more and more and more and more and more instead of like having healthier boundaries, like instead of establishing and enforcing boundaries, instead of overcommitting ourselves, instead of overindulging. No, wait, that's sorry. We don't establish and enforce boundaries. Instead, we overcommit. Instead, we overburden ourselves. Instead, we allow ourselves to be stretched so thin that it was what the devil in the bumblebee. It's like that we don't see the actual cause of things. And devil energy, it plays on the physical senses more than the spiritual ones a little. Well, it depends. It depends. 9 brains? What the what? Okay. That's how it's so smart. Wait. They got 9 brains and 8 arms. Good girl syndrome, yeah. Hey, Kelly. Cranial healing activating the 4 hemispheres of our brain, octopus style. So Luna coming in with the hot stuff that I know absolutely nothing about. But 4 hemispheres of the brain, 4 chambers of the heart, and it's got 4 legs. It's got 4 arms, right? An arm for each chamber of the brain, or chamber of the heart and hemisphere of the brain. It feels like this is a test. it feels. I feel like test isn't necessarily the right way to put it. This feels like an intermediary step in this journey. And as we choose more of the High Priestess Five of Swords, and as we activate a different brain, as we come into another arm, then we move up higher. These two opposites come closer together. Our antlers grow a little more with this elk energy. We regenerate a little bit more of that sort of divine spark. And then it's like once you clear a certain threshold, it's like a natural attraction just like brings these two together. And that's what it's like that's what we're overcoming. There's a natural force that brings these two together. There are also natural forces that repulse them. And that's this. This is when they attract, this is when they repel, and it depends on us. Right? Sometimes we think we're clever enough to overcome these Five of Swords situations. And so we keep overburdening ourselves with the fire ants rather than just like taking care of it. Um, but it feels like once you get them close enough and when the polarities are aligned, they'll just like naturally come together. And I love that the wolf is here because the wolf, we we view the wolf as like these lone wolf sort of archetypes or mini types, but wolves are also pack animals, and the strongest wolf is at the back protecting the young and the sick and enfeebled, right? We have perceptions of wolves mostly as solitary, but they're not. They go in packs, and it's this energy. It's like it can do it alone or it can do it in a group. Again, it's both where both of these meet. It's the wolf. And I feel like you can see a wolf in the daytime, you can see a wolf at night. You can see a wolf whenever a wolf decides to show up. You're like, what? I didn't know we had wolves here. And it's like, yeah, they just decided to cross the boundaries, to cross those imaginary boundaries, those state lines or border lines or whatever. As long as they don't have to swim or fly, they can go anywhere. Yeah. Now, the hummingbird is an interesting energy. The hummingbird, it's like carrying all these frequencies that the octopus is, right? With the colors. It feels like the hummingbird can find itself in this space sometimes. The hummingbird has to work really, 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 really hard to keep itself in this space. But the octopus has learned to, like, again, it's like integrated into its biology. It's like where the spiritual body and the physical body almost become the same rather than them being different bodies. You had a dream of an octopus. It was as big as a cruise ship that was halfway over the ocean wall into your town. Everyone was running away, not you. You went up to it. It was speaking telepathically. Oh, snap. I mean, the thing about the octopus, though, is again, it's like the wolf in a way that it's able to adapt. And so if it feels like the octopus is, I would say, and you can take it as it resonates, if it seems that the octopus is trying to pull your energy back down, there might be something that needs your attention. Because again, it's like the fox will change shape to nurture us in whatever way we need to be nurtured. And so if something is pulling you down, then there's probably something that needs to be addressed. And it's not to like, put you on blast or anything, but we can always take it as an opportunity to either like establish healthier boundaries, to look at something if it's affecting or impacting us in a certain way that we don't want to be. And we can do work to actually remove those tethers. That's what this is. This is removing tethers, removing anything that would anchor us in something that we don't want to be in, rather than just like managing it. This is an energy of managing and mitigating and avoiding and stuff like that. This is actually taking care of it. And as long as we manage and avoid and mitigate, that's how dependencies are formed. That's how addictions are born. It's like, it's not much different than like if instead of facing your feelings or handling the situation, if you go grab a bottle or you go play a video game or you go do something else. Video games were my addiction of choice, but yeah, yeah. And there's something about its ability to do something with light. Because I think that's how octopus camouflage. Facts. Here we go. Octopuses, and this is literally from this website, are highly intelligent animals, masters of camouflage that have evolved an array of tricks over tens of millions of years to avoid or thwart would-be attackers. They can match the colors and even textures of their surroundings, allowing them to hide in plain sight. Okay, well, I thought it was like some light bending something. Smithsonian Ocean. Ooh, girl. Controlling the size on their skin. What? They can change not only their coloring but also the texture of their skin to match rocks, corals, and other items nearby. They do this by controlling the size of the projections on their skin, called papillae, creating textures ranging from small bumps to tall spikes. The result is a disguise that makes them nearly invisible. Color changing is just one cool tool in an octopus's arsenal of defenses. However, it can also spray ink and make a quick escape through any hole it can get its hidden bony beak through. What? The mimic octopus can impersonate more than 15 different marine species, including flounders, lionfish, and sea snakes. Well, there's our lion, the lionfish. All right. Trying to pull up into light and making. Wait. Maybe trying to pull you up into light and making free like the butterfly going into the light. Oh, yeah. Yeah, like I guess they've had like tens of millions of years to get it right. Am I like buffering or something? I don't know. It feels like this is what we see when we close our eyes, but we haven't quite yet found a way to make this our reality, where we can see these same colors even with our eyes open. So if there's something that you can see with the hood on that you can't see with the hood off, how do you get to the point where you can see it no matter what? I think there is also an element of comfort. Maybe sometimes, look, I took my hood off. Oh no! I accidentally started recording. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do this. Um, what was I gonna say? I forgot. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, the thing about the brain. I think sometimes it's an element of discomfort. It's like whenever we see something that we don't want to believe, the same way we like excuse things consciously, the same way we make excuses for things consciously, the same way we avoid consciously, it's mirrored in a subconscious way. And so our brains, our bodies, it does it without us even asking because we do it everywhere else. And so maybe they actually don't get too far away from each other. And that was the thing about actions in the magician card. Who is this? Strength, the Emperor, High Priestess, the Magician. What did it say? In me, divine fire is transformed into the waters that nourish the earth. In my actions, my will and energy are directed towards a goal. And it feels like there's a lack of action here. And so that energy, it doesn't go towards getting us any further. Oof. That's for me. Oof, 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 oof. It's all about action, action. Gotta walk the dog before it storms. Thank you for coming in and saying hi, Sir Professor Nerdplow Odinson of the Norse. I hope you stay fairly dry, if not completely dry. The bird that can mimic many birds' tones. Oh, yeah. The parrots in they could sound like anything. They're mean. Like I didn't know that and they eat other birds. Like they're omnivorous. I was like, "What? They eat other birds? Oh my gosh, they're jerks. They're jerks." Yeah, I've read some of that somewhere, Soluna. You've been reflecting on how wolves communicate with each other. Why is this lion here? This Lionsgate card has been waiting. Let me stop. Let me stop. The liar birds. Okay. I know there was another one. It was like they were like so mean. I'm like, oh my gosh. I think parrots in general are like toucans or something. One of those birds of paradise. It's like don't put it with other birds because they eat other birds and they're nasty. Not all of them, but that's what this is, right? That's what it feels like. It's a multifold path. Yeah. It's like what? What? I was so surprised. I was like, no, no. I'm pretty sure it was parrots or something like that. Or toucans. It was toucans. I think it was the toucans. Yeah, toucans are like. I looked it up one day. Let's see what's around the magician to finish this off. I'm pretty sure it was toucans. Let's ask Siri. Where's my phone? Oops. Hey, oop. Hey Siri, what do toucans eat?
Here's an answer from Wikipedia.org. Toucans are primarily frugivorous, fruit eating, but are opportunistically omnivorous and will take prey such as insects, smaller birds, and small lizards.
Yeah, insects, smaller birds, and small lizards, and fruit. Whew. Yeah, toucan Sam. Mm. Well, as long as you got the Fruit Loops, he'll go for the Fruit Loops, and not your Now I'm hungry for cereal. Oh, Reem. Think of the canaries, and the blue jays, and the robins, and the cardinals. Think of the larks. Where is this magician? Oh. The Princess of Cups, the Magician, and the Princess of Pentacles. Oh, here's the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is on the table. This is like one of my favorite cards in this deck. This is the Seven of Cups that I would be lost in. There'd be no hope for me. No hope for me. Patrick is gone. Lost to the Seven of Cups. He didn't make it out of the bath. I'm just playing. I would have to be strong. If that was my weakness, then oof, there'd be no hope. Okay, anyway. It's interesting that Earth and Water, the Princesses of Earth and Water came out. Oh my gosh, as we're talking about birds of paradise. I don't think there's a toucan on here, but she's pregnant. Right. I'm like, I mark all my videos as not for children. If that offends, sorry. It is. It is. And Starborn Verk, I was always the type of person I'd be like, I don't like I know that I can't outrun my problems, but maybe I can just like ignore them and they'll go away. If I pretend like it's not happening and if thoughts become things, then let the object of my attention become but a dream as I cause this thing to be unseen or whatever. And it's like, yeah, no, it doesn't go away. It's still there. It's still there, unfortunately, but and she's got the butterflies. The Princess of Pentacles has the birds. The Princess of Cups has the butterflies. There's also this energy. So the magician turns. Oh, that's what this is. The magician turns the divine fire into water to nourish the earth. Right? You can see it in this hand. The fire that turns into water. And that's what this is, the water that nourishes the earth. This is. It feels like. This feels like in Ishtar Ninlil Gate. Gate 1, Gate 2. Gate 1, Goddess Anana Ishtar giving us the seed that's watered with Goddess Ninlil at Gate 2. But the waters that it's nourished by, oops, it's like it comes from pain. Yeah, when we birds and the bees with pancake pat. Oh my gosh, I should have like pancake and syrup and just like and then like a silver dollar pancake to be the baby. Let me stop. And that's what this is. This is the transmutation of that pain into water. Something that we can use to nourish something else rather than to continue to be limited by it. And that's the thing that I don't think well, that's the thing. It's if we can't face something, if there's anything that we can't look at or speak against, then we give it the power to control us because we would never defy it. It's those deep, dark recesses and corners of your mind that you would never go to. And what it does, it frameworks, it becomes the boundary of your reality. Choices and decisions that you'll never make because of a fear or because of a past experience that continues to make those choices and decisions for you. There's an energy, and it's related to the fire ants of like living in smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller boxes because of the things that we don't do, because of the things that we'd never do, because the things that we don't have it within us to bring change to. And so we accept it. And we try to make the best of miserable situations. We say that's just how the world is. And we, try to find happiness. And if we can't find any happiness, that's where addiction comes in. We put ourselves in an altered state of mind so we don't have to think about it. And that's why it's always hooded, because it's always something that we don't even think about. I mean, not all of us. I mean, there comes a point in the time where we don't, right? And when we no longer do that, that's when we get to expand in a world that still has as much opportunity for conflict and things like that. But when we face it, we grow beyond it rather than being tied to it. So, and that's what I'm in the process of doing as well. When Nin Lil said squeezing the water out from the tile, yeah, it's exactly that, to nurture the seed. But it feels like what grows, it's more than just like that's how the antlers grow, right? That's when it becomes about more than just like getting the car or getting the person, getting the relationship, getting the house. We become those who are capable of a lot more. So, all right. See you later, Lala. Drive safe or travel safe. Safe travels. Yeah. And it's gorgeous. I mean, for me, it's like, you know, it's not as for me. It's pretty mild. For me, it's just like, oh, I don't know if I could do this. And it's like, girl, if you don't apply for that thing, I was like, okay, no problem, Reem. Thank you for the opportunity to try my hand at unraveling that dream for the collective. And again, it feels like Fox is a really big player right now. Octopus feels like what we become. Fox feels like the world's ability, spirit's ability to bring us. It's like the eagle. The eagle and something somewhere else. It's where spirit brings us the opportunities to change. And it brings us adversity for us to learn to overcome it rather than to be subjected by it and to try to paint ourselves a pretty picture and project it onto the mess. Because, yeah. Yeah. It's like, we're bigger than this. Are you leaving, Rob? Are you saying bye to Lala? But that's what this is. Okay. That's what I got from this. I'm not going to say that this is what your dream was, but this is what I get. This is what I receive from the dream. Oop. Do I need to shuffle these? Sure. So, and juggle with 8 legs. This is that, it's kind of sort of like the super mom frequency or super parent frequency. Oh, you were saying by Delilah. Okay. This is super parent frequency where you have like eyes in the back of your head and like 4 different pairs of arms and you can do everything all the time, right? That's what this is. Oh, snap. Okay, well, I'll just say collective message and then final message at 1:15:20. I'm gonna shuffle all of these. Ba, 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 ba. Me too. Thank you for sharing with us. Thank you. Let's see. Oops. As I try not to lose a single card. Come on. Oops, I'm just trying to move these out the way. Oh, I should have taken a picture for the thumbnail. Oh well. Oh well. I'm gonna have to make sure those are upright. Ba 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 ba. Ooh, more dreams to unravel to come. So, oh, that's what it is. We could be heroes. Well, I mean, it's we should be lovers, but we could be heroes forever and ever. We could be heroes forever and ever. Was that Nicole Kidman and Ewan McGregor or whatever, however you pronounce his name? He was like really cute in Moulin Rouge, and I don't find him as attractive in other things, but maybe it was his character. It probably was. Yeah, I'm not gonna delete it because Reem said that she needed it, or she would like to refer to it later. So I'm gonna delete one of these one day. Ooh, she's pregnant, and she looks like a little water spirit. Ah! The lovers at the bottom of the deck. Look at that collaboration. See, this is again, it's like Gab on the earth, Newt in the sky type of energy. And it feels like this boat isn't going to get anywhere if they don't let her on with that last sword. Then it'll just be the Five of Swords. It won't go anywhere. As Obi-Wan could. What? Ewan McGregor was Obi-Wan Kenobi? I did not watch. I was forced to watch Star Wars Episode what 4. That's the only one I watched. I know. I know. The boat came out yesterday or the day before with it was like a windfall of money or something like that. It was an increase in finances, but it's like all the fertility is here. And so if we're trying to move forward without it, this is why all these energies of like bringing both sides together is coming because that's how we move forward. Otherwise, it's just more Five of Swords shenanigans. Shenanigans. What was that? Who was that? They're like shenanigans. It was some movie or something. Oh gosh. I still gotta watch all the Quentin Tarantino films. I've seen Grindhouse, the Grindhouse double feature, Planet Terror, and Death. Death Proof. Death Proof. I was like, girl, how did I? I'm like, I know I didn't forget this. Rest in peace, Jungle Julia. Let me make sure these are all upright. Yeah. I started Manifest. I'm one episode in. Oh, Steph said Evening Sky said that she started watching The Witcher. Reem. I was like, Reem got me onto it, so blame her. And you could be heroes, or we could be. Okay, let's see. Forever and ever. Moulin Rouge is. I'm gonna watch it. I think I'm gonna watch Moulin Rouge tonight. Fun fact: I cried like the first 5 to 7 times I watched Moulin Rouge. Now I cry like every other time I watch the movie, or every other time. Uh oh. Y'all hear the squeaky toy? Oops. Who are you? The peacock. Ooh, okay. The peacock in this deck is all about inner beauty. What? I love musicals. I don't know if I would see that. The only musical you like is The Greatest Showman. What? I haven't even seen that. Someone was like, wait, what? We need to complete his education. I'm glad I caught that. That was funny. That was funny. All I heard is that like there's this one dude that I know who's like, oh, Zac Efron, Zac Efron, and he was like crazy about The Greatest Showman. He went to see it like 7 times. Okay, I'll give it a chance. I'll give it a chance. I love musicals. Into the Woods, oh, so good. Yeah, my film education, I've gotten more into the horror side of film. So I've seen more like horror movies, but besides that, my ooh, Strength in the Tower. This feels like a Let It Fall. It's like I'll be all right either way. What? They make you uncomfortable. Phantom of the Opera. I haven't seen that one. I know. I was just like, I love musicals, and I've never seen it. You uncomfortable? What? I used to annoy the crap out of my little brothers growing up. I just like start whistling or singing, and I'd be loud. And they'd be like, "Shut up!" I'm like, why does my happiness and joy offend you? Like, I'm having a good time. As my brother, you should like this for me. You should support me. The Four of Cups with the Son of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. This feels like there's no use like crying over spilled milk. Kind of bluntly. It feels like nothing that is for you has left you. Wherever you're going, you can still get there. Pick your head up and keep moving forward. Also, there's an energy of sitting on an opportunity too. It feels like this is the opportunity that the mouse is looking for, but they don't realize it. It's like literally right under its nose. But it feels like maybe there's a lack in self somewhere that keeps us from taking it. And so we look for another way. We look for another approach, and Spirit is like, no, this is the one. This is it. Like, go for it. Allow yourself to become more. Don't sell yourself short. You got this. You got this. I like that second one better. I've never seen Grease. I haven't actually seen a lot of musicals, but I love musicals, if that makes any sense. And I watched Into the Woods on Netflix back before they made the movie. They had the Broadway play or whatever on Netflix, and I loved it. Act 1, loved it. Act 2, sometimes I skip it. I had the soundtrack on my phone. Oh snap, look. Reem. Isn't she lovely? There you go. Beautiful inside and out. And the wolf. Hairspray is great too. Haven't seen Hairspray. It's too much. What? It's too much. Well, yeah, I was watching Into the Woods, and then I watched the movie with my mom, and she's like, "If you keep singing this, I'm not gonna watch it with you." I was like, "No, I wish." Ooh, more than anything, more than life, more than jewels, I miss more than the moon. The king is giving a festival, and I go there too. I wish to go to the festival and the ball. Oh, who was that? Oh my gosh, the tarantula. You're bigger than this. You're built different. You may look like all the other spiders. Cue the Rocky training montage. And the snake. You're the one that I want. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let's get some context. The moth. Okay. These two cards have been coming out so much lately. I feel like there's like it's time to show the world who you really are type of energy here. It feels like there's like these transformations that we've been going through in the dark. This healing that's been happening in the dark. And we haven't necessarily started to live them out yet. It's like a big fish in a small pond energy. And the pond is getting smaller and smaller. And at this point, it's like the pond isn't getting any smaller because you're necessarily getting bigger, because it feels like, and this is like, if it doesn't resonate, don't take it. Um, but it feels like your perception of the pond is that it's shrinking when in reality nothing is changing. But it's because you know more, better, different, otherwise, because you know otherwise, but you haven't yet begun to do it. And so now it's like you're perceiving all the things that could be different. And that's what makes it feel like everything is like closing in on you. But you're not actually doing anything to necessarily, like, you don't, like, not shaking the boat too much. Yeah. Well, this is Jormungandr when it was still a snake, before it gets to that size, right? Now, when you get to Jormungandr, when we get to the sea serpent, that's when you get into the big leagues. See, this is the butterfly card here. It does not fit the color scheme of the moth. That's why we had to get the Six of Wands. But there's also recognition in there, right? We're recognizing that that's why the Six of Wands didn't come out. Let's see. Let's see what this bigger pond is like. Oh. Oof, girl. Well, the bigger pond looks gorgeous. It looks very lighthearted. It looks very playful. Looks very fun. So like, why are we still here? Anyway, oops. This is where the tarantula can be the tarantula rather than try to be a spider. And they're biologically different. Very, very similar. They belong to the same family. Hey, LB. They belong to the same family, but they're very, very different creatures. The size is different, the web is different. Right? That's why I'm like, and I feel like it's the energy of a contraction. That's what it is. It's the energy of a contraction as it's like trying to birth you into a new world. And I know I think last year is when I really started to notice that sometimes I experience a lot of friction in my environment because I'm getting too comfortable. And I need to remember that it's time for me to move on or that I need to be doing more. Whenever I get too comfortable, like friction is the best way for me personally. Friction was the best way to get me to like think about moving on. Cause for me, like I gotta get mad, I gotta get petty. I'm like, well, fine. Like I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it on my own, so I don't even need whatever. And Spirit's like, okay, yeah. So like, are you actually gonna go out and do it now? Like, are we gonna do it, girl? Cause, and then I'm like, oh, so that's what's happening here. And then like things pass, conversations happen, things get resolved, and then I'm comfortable again. And then I get comfortable again. And Spirit's like, I thought we were moving. Like I thought you said that we were gonna go somewhere. And I'm like, yeah, but like, I'm abundantly provided for, girl. I have no worries. So I'm good here. Yeah. And then, insert more friction. I'm like, okay. But that's in some way part of my self love journey last year was me learning to invest in myself, right? And so I only had two classes. I had senior design and I took an incomplete so that I could just do the work later because that my last semester was a dumpster fire. Like talk about fire ants, like anything and everything was happening. And so I took two incomplete so I could focus on passing my other classes. And I had a whole year to do it and I procrastinated. Well, first I procrastinated and then I had software issues and then I procrastinated. And then the university shut down because of the lockdowns. And when that shut down, things slowed down. And then by the time I stopped procrastinating and was able to get to everything, I had like weeks left. And at that point, it's like self love in this moment would be me completing this degree, would be me doing what I need to do in order to actually establish those pathways that I want for my future, in order to have those options that I'm currently considering. And so that's where like self discipline and like being self motivated and like there's a whole lot of things that fall under self love when it comes to us really doing what we need to do for us to get where we want to be because we're worth the investment. Well, if you believe that you're worth the investment, then you're worth the investment. If you don't believe that you're worth the investment, then you're still worth the investment, but you just don't believe it. So, you won't do it maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have to make it all like judgy. Um, but self love is as much of an action word as love for anything and anyone else. So, with that, I bid thee all a good day. I hope you all have a good whatever whenever you see this. I hope you are acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. I hope that whatever you need along your path, your journey, your way, you find it. Thank you again, Reem, for allowing me to attempt to break this down and for giving me the opportunity to like wear this because I love hoodies. Um, but I'll catch y'all later. Thank you all for being here. And tomorrow, um, I guess I would have to do stuff. This is what I'm working through. This is what I'm working through. Because I was like, oh, tomorrow, like, I might have something fun planned, but then I'd actually like have to set everything up, and I'm like, oh, but I'm not gonna go on a tirade about self love and then not do the things that I know are within like my highest interest to do, right? So, bye.